Okay, y'all. So we are now getting into episode 8 of Sweet Life LA. So we are finally ending off the first season. Oh, y'all, first thing first. This is my love bug, my baby, my boyfriend. So I decided to bring him on to review the last 2 episodes with me, because of course it would be good to have another perspective, or other thoughts within everything that happened with this show. Yeah, and I think a guy perspective on this is just, will be great.
It's always different to have a different perspective, different eyes on it.
Of course, it's always good. Let's get into this episode finally. We start off with Brianna and her brother for some reason. I don't know why, but he's here. And, every other episode, the girls decide to do a girls' day out, girls' night out. They do a get together, and the brother came along with Brie. So during the girls' day out, they all talking about Mexico and everything that happened and everything that went down. And Rebecca decides to bring up the whole situation that happened with her and PJ. How PJ basically dismissed her and basically told.
Dismissed.
Okay, he basically told her how he don't want to move forward with her.
It wasn't a situation.
It wasn't.
From.
And that's why it was so dramatic of him to even do.
I didn't get the premise of him doing that.
He just did too much on that boat. So Rebecca brought it up to the girls, and everybody was like, yeah, it was the wrong time, wrong place, which it was. So nobody understood why he even did that. Why he even felt it was necessary. What you thought about him doing that, man?
The boat?
The boat thing. And how she reacted to it. Tell me what you think.
I think she had a good reaction, just walking away like, bro, what?
Agree.
What are we doing here? What are you talking about right now? Then I think it was just dumb, because, bro, you had all the opportunities, something could have came of that and made you feel a lot better about, y'all's situation. But for you to just cut it off in the middle of y'all randomly, oh, bro, this is dumb.
But this is what I've been saying. This is how I feel about the whole situation. PJ never liked Rebecca. He never liked, because
he never liked her.
And I've been saying that from the beginning. He never liked her from the beginning. Where the whole thing happened in Palm Springs, and he brought Miami. He knew what he was doing when he did that. He was disrespecting my Rebecca, because he liked her. Granted, she went hard for him because she's a dummy. Please don't get me wrong, because I don't like PJ. Please understand, I don't like Rebecca either, because of the way she handled the situation with Miami. Only for him to end up doing the same thing again to her, basically disrespecting her overall, and she just accepting it. And it's like, okay, well, that's your fault. That's your problem. You wanted to stick beside him, and you got fooled and played again.
I'm not too sure still on how he disrespected her and
the Miami situation.
Miami.
Okay, well, we're not talking about that because that passed, so we gotta move on.
I'm still not grasping how the whole premise of it. Yeah, was dumb. It was just dumb as shit. Okay, I mean. Yeah. He was
disrespectful because he didn't handle it correctly, and that's all I'm gonna say.
Okay. So going from the brunch, whatever
the day event, girls gathering,
I don't get why what's the name brought that up, that she should speak, that Rebecca should speak on it at any time. I don't think she should have brought that up. If Rebecca felt like she was gonna speak on it,
you said somebody brought that up.
Bree brought it up.
Okay.
I think that should be her choice. Bree shouldn't be provoking it.
First of all, Bree should not be giving advice to nobody, because she can't even handle her own situations and her own problems. So please stop trying to be the friend that loves to give advice when you don't even know how to take your own, boo.
Yeah, like that.
Okay, so after the girls' day gather, of course we move on to getting into a little bit of PJ's life, I guess. So, he's the artist manager, but nobody knew who was the artist he was managing. We knew we knew he was up and coming because he was driving around in a broke down Honda. So we knew he wasn't, up there. But it's okay if you've been up and coming, that's fine.
The moves PJ make, I don't know if the car shit was real or what.
He's flawed. That's the whole thing about the situation, because it don't make sense. He's the type of person, he be trying to prove who he is to people. And it's like, you don't even have to do that, because in the beginning we liked you, but now we don't. So now we see his artist is some guy named Griff. And they got this big event coming up that they want to put on for Griff. Now, what you was supposed to say about Griff?
Griff song nice.
Fire.
Griff song fire.
First of all, just so we clear, I noticed the song and I sent it to you.
That's not the same song.
Yes.
No. Griff song.
Oh, no.
Let's see.
No, I'm right. Griff is, no, it was Blast I sent you. So it was another artist. I'm talking so fast. I'm just so excited.
Griff's song is playing in the beginning of their scene. And it sounds nice.
It's a real good song.
It's a really good song. But within that whole situation, I think PJ is trying to see himself as an artist. And bro, you're the manager. Like, take 10 to 30 steps back and just be the manager. You don't need to be seen at all. Like,
okay. So, but you got to be clear what you're saying. So he's talking about I'm assuming you're talking about in his confessional. He said something that made you feel like he wants to shine out of everything he's doing for Griff.
Facts.
Which when we get to the actual event that was planned, we'll talk about that later and getting more into depth. So speaking of this whole event that's happening, he decides to bring in Ty, and Ty decides to bring in Amanda. He asked for Amanda, but Ty brought Amanda because Amanda does PR. Ty does event planning. It just made sense, especially if Griff is an up and coming artist, so he needs that.
You don't need all that. All right, so PJ asked her, what are you here for? Basically, what are you here for? And what could you do for the artist?
So when but you be jumping right into it. You got to break it down. We got to build it up to your thoughts. Okay. So while PJ and Amanda and Ty is having a conversation, PJ asks Amanda, well, what you got to offer as a PR person that we bringing in?
And I feel like she did not answer his question at all. She just busted out and said, oh, she know all these people. But like, he asked her basically, what have you worked on? What have you done? Like, and he's interested to make me feel more comfortable, basically. She ain't say none of that shit.
Honestly, she didn't even say anything about people. She just said she know how to do internal, external, and something else type of work. And
bullshit.
Granted,
that's not what he asked you. And that's just me personally. Like, we on the business tip right now. Like, I need to know, and you did not give me the answers I'm needing. Like, I'm looking for this, and you give me this other shit. And I'm like, I guess he was like, okay, cool with it, but that's on him. That's him. But me personally, I would say, hold on, pause. You didn't answer nothing I asked you. So why did Tylen go back and ask PJ? Go back and tell PJ that she didn't like the fact that he broke up with her friend on the boat. When they was having this is a business meeting.
This is a business meeting.
It's not a friend meeting right now. This is business. She busts out and says, "Ho." Not ho.
Well, before we get started, she basically said, before we get started, let's talk about this.
I'm beefing with you right now. Like, why did you come? You could have said this on the phone. We could have hashed that out then, and you could have got here and we were strictly on business. But I'm on business time right now. And you giving me this personal shit. I'm not a fan of that.
Okay, so this is why I disagree with you, right?
Okay.
Only because, yes, this is a business conversation. Yes, I came here to talk with you in a minute about business. But at the end of the day, we friends, and this situation happened during my time. So
actually, it was separate. I pulled her away separately from that.
It's still my event. I just feel like she should have waited till after they did the business. Like, let's talk business because that's what we here for. Let's get this handled, hashed out, and figured out. And then once this is complete,
all right, let me run this by you.
All right, before you leave, let's have a friend to friend conversation.
I ain't vibing with how you did that.
I ain't like how you move. So this is how I feel about the situation. I think that's how it should have been played out.
That would have went a lot better in my eyes. And
I think so too.
I'm beefing with you. Like,
yeah, that was just. It was just
on guard with that one.
It was too cutthroat too soon, and especially when I'm here about business, and I'm trying, and he up and coming, and he got to put on this role and this facade that like I'm really about business. Like, this is what I'm here for. So if that's what he want to do, okay, yeah, she did wrong. And since we're on the topic of PJ, him and Gerald was having some guy time. Gerald says, like, well, speaking of Jordan, I'm gonna hook him up with this girl. Like, I'm gonna, put him on a blind date with this girl that I know, hook him up. And I'm just confused because if I'm not mistaken, Jordan said that he didn't want to talk to nobody or date anyone. That's why he broke up with Brianna, right? Like, he just didn't want to, be with nobody because he got other things to worry about. He got time, yet Gerald over here hooking him up with a blind date. So 2 + 2 not adding up. And then along with that, Gerald is saying that, the girl got a lot going on for herself. She ain't gonna be bugging him, and he ain't gonna be aggravated.
He used the wrong terms of like, he basically was trying to say they both on the same type of timing, so they ain't gonna really like need to be up under each other all day. and they'll have time when they make time. Like, it'll be more understanding than just, hey, than just Gerald But's not saying he ain't got time for somebody. Like, no, bro, you have time, but you need somebody who's on the same course as you, and like doesn't have much free time. But when the free time is open, y'all both can go ahead and do it right there, and not be in no feelings about it.
And if he would have said it that way, babe, I would have got it. I maybe would have understood, but that's not the way he said it. So when Gerald said that, it's like, okay, my mind automatically goes back to, okay, well, he don't want to be with Brianna because she don't got nothing to, but he gonna like this girl that he about to go on a blind date with because she got something going for herself. This word. And she's not clean. Right. So then we move on to the blind date.
He did too much. All them goddamn flowers. I'm talking like he had a whole thing of flowers. And they going mini golfing. Fam. And then we don't know what she pulled up in, if she Uber or not. Dude, that's doing the most. I get a few flowers, okay, cool. Like a little bit, he gets this girl these big ass flowers. Like, fam, where's she gonna carry that? Then he didn't already order her drinks. What if she didn't drink? Are you laughing? Like, what if she didn't drink? So now you got all this stuff in your hand. You want her. Now you got to tell the people, all right, can y'all hold these flowers? What are they gonna say? No, we don't hold shit for people. We don't know what's in them flowers. All these factors running through my head. So I'm like, okay. But she was a nice looking girl.
She was.
He got like he was just in shock. Oh, almost dropped the flowers type shit. Like, bro, chill out.
Cause he is lame. Like, he is so lame. It like makes me itch how lame he is. Cause it's the money that makes him feel like he's so big and bad and he's so bossed up, and he's not. And beyond that, I always, in every recap, people always hear me say, like, he wants to imitate Drake. Like, he's like a little imitation of Drake. That's why he has the heart, the certified lover boy. Yes, and what is Drake all about? Being emotional, showing all these feelings to these women, but still trying to play them. At the end of the day, like, that's Drake thing. Like, that is what he's known for, and that is what Jordan is trying to imitate. It's just like, how's these girls letting him?
I ain't even much say it.
It ain't add up. It add up to me.
I ain't think about it like that.
That's why he walking around with a damn heart. What really? I'm not gonna say nigga. You don't like when I say that. But who you know walking around with a heart in their head because they seen Drake do it? Because you ain't do that on your own. Ain't nobody thinking like they put a heart in my head. Who you know?
Maybe in the back.
But who doing it? Even if the back, front, side, who is doing it? They not. But Drake, doing his promotion. Drake got them turned up and they feelings emotional, running around LA crying one minute, but trying to be a player the next. Then sending again, got big bouquets of flowers the next minute. Like, it's the inconsistency. It's the all of the above. But speaking of the girl, her name is Jade. Very pretty. Yeah, very pretty. She looks like a Bree and Rebecca in one. Like, they kind of look similar to me personally. Now, I mean, everybody
just knows that's what he's going for. That's what he's.
That's probably his vibe, and that makes sense because if you don't know, he smashed Rebecca. He smashed her, so him and Rebecca had a thing going on. Then he ended up with Bree. And now he with this girl Jade that damn near look like both of them in one. But let me tell you, one thing I do like about Bree. One thing I do like about the girl Jade that he's on the blind date with. She is nothing compared to Bree yeah, both of them. But I want to say Bree because Bree was his main, choice for this season. And Jay was letting him know straight up, like, everything that he was saying wasn't nothing she was impressed by. He'll be like, he'll say something like, oh, you cute. And she'll be like, oh, thank you, I know. Like, them type of vibes.
Brought up his Tesla, she said,
I got a Porsche. Like, oh, you got a little Tesla, I got a Porsche. Like, like, that's love to me. Like, that ain't nothing. And I like that because she's not easily impressed. Yeah. Like, Bree. Bree is so easily impressed. Somebody tell her, oh, you're so pretty, Bree. Thank you. Like,
you ain't never been told this, girl?
Yeah, she'll be like, oh my God. She always say, like, I don't know no guys that respect and tell other girls they're pretty. Like, girl, these are the basics. So it's like,
who you be around?
Yeah, it's not making sense. But that is one thing I did like about the girl Jade.
One thing that threw me, and I know it threw him, was when she said she got her OnlyFans. She bust out that OnlyFans. I know that boy was like, in real life time, he was like, what the fuck you mean you got OnlyFans? Like, oh, this guy, we gotta cut this short. Like, But no, this.
But that wasn't his reaction. Like cut it short.
No, like his reaction was like, I guess he just had to go with it because he was already like there now. But at the same time, she said she don't have OnlyFans, but she don't post explicit stuff. Like, which I mean, we don't know. We won't know
because we ain't paying that $5.99 to see.
Whatever, and who knows if it was $5.99? It's just the number he came up with.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, that kind of threw me a little bit.
It didn't throw me only because I know like OnlyFans is not only for like people that want to show naked stuff and explicit stuff. And I knew she said that. Let me tell you, all these people that everybody, him and Bree and everybody else going on dates with, this is exposure for everybody, especially in LA. This is exposure for them. So this is her basically saying like, I have an OnlyFans. I'm not gonna tell you what's on my OnlyFans. It ain't explicit. It could be. It could be, but it's not. But if you go check out and pay for my subscription, you will see. It was one of those moments she had to throw out, and she got it in, and it shocked him, but not in a like, oh, I can't talk to her no more. Like, I'm geeked. I got a girl who got OnlyFans. Like, that's how lame he is.
I wouldn't say he reacted like that.
Okay.
He was like, he was laughing around with it too. So
yeah. Since we on the whole idea of talking about dates and him being on this date, we got to talk about my girl who done turned Sweet Life into Brianna's second life. Brianna, right? So Brianna also went on a date this episode with some guy named Patiri.
Fine name though. I give him that name.
Yeah, you keep saying his name fine. I don't know what it means.
Patiri, clean name though.
Patiri.
Patiri,
what's up, my guy?
I wouldn't call him that, but Patiri, clean name. Like, it wants some random shit. Somebody said that's my homeboy named Patiri. It'll throw me off. Like, what? That's your real name, my boy? That ain't no made up shit. Ain't no Dragon Ball Z shit. Like that. Hey. Cool beans.
They do sound like some anime type of name.
Cartoon. I'm gonna say cartoon. I want to go
Only because you said Dragon Ball Z.
I see what it is. I see what it is.
They only because you said.
But yeah, no, dead ass. So like, that's what it sounds like. So that threw me off a little bit. Like, damn. Okay, you made that shit up or something? Who your mama is? Real people make that up.
Take it too far. So speaking of Bree and Patiri, they on this date. So Bree been going on a lot of dates lately. Like this is like her third date. Okay, well
every episode she on a date.
No, she had like 2 dates and then she was flirting with the guy Kim, and that was really it. I don't know. She's trying to, live her single life, but then again she's trying to be stuck on Jordan Chapel. I can't keep up with her. But since she on this date with Patiri, again, Bree kills me because everything that Patiri was telling her, like I said, bare minimum, basic,
regular
conversation, everything that he should be saying. He's saying how he treat women right because he got 6 sisters.
That ain't got nothing to do with nothing.
He said they talked about him, purchasing something for this business that she just started because, I guess that
was cool though.
That was cool. That was nice. I mean, but she just be so amazed and so shocked and so just like flabbergasted, like, oh my God, a guy is doing this. And granted, I understand like some girls have dated guys that just don't do these things. But it's so basic and so bare minimum. Like, to me, I don't see how I can be impressed. Now, granted, if he buys something from me, like, of course, I'm thankful. Like, thank you. I just started this business, so thank you. But for you to be like, pleased that he called you beautiful because he got 6 sisters and he know to call you beautiful, or just excited that he talked to his sisters about you and they said you was pretty. Like, girl, that's not enough. It's not gonna make me jump out my drawers for you.
That's on to another subject. Towards the end of the day, we'll get there today. Well, I mean,
well, we there now, so say what you were about to say.
Me personally, I think she not get draws to my boy. I think she not let my boy,
Why you feel like that, man?
As you watch the episode, as you watch the day go on, it's just certain things she's saying and like certain indications she giving. Like, they talking some older, like, I ain't got work in the morning type shit. Like, okay, so we can continue this night. Like, we on the same type time and type shit. Then, just a quick flash forward. At the end of the episode, she talking some, how does camera look in your hand? Like, I need to see the view on your ankle. He put the phone up. She goes and starts,
bending over
in front of him.
Oh, babe, what she did?
Chill out. Chill out. Chill out. No. But yeah, like I just feel like they already done that part.
Yeah, like
she trying like this is a brand new relationship. Like nah.
Yeah, she made. I don't think she made it seem, but it's for TV, so we always gotta keep that in mind. So it did come off like this was their first date. She met him through a mutual friend, but when we got towards the end, but Brianna comes off as that over flirtatious person. Yeah. So then again, they could have.
And you can tell she had been drinking a little bit for the end episode. Like you can tell in the person's face, she had a little couple drinks in her. So maybe that like
it played a
played a role into it. But I'm just not feeding into that. Like I'm pretty sure they already done that.
And what he basically was talking about, like towards the very, very end at the rolling credits, we always see like little clips that happened that they didn't show in the show. And basically Bree and Pateri was like basically on like Snapchat or something, and she was like bending over, shaking her butt on him. And it's like, well, wait, this our first date, so why y'all so comfortable? But it's clearly they knew each other, and it's clearly what probably wasn't their first date, or it could have been their first date, and they just knew each other.
They're leaving the restaurant, and I know for a fact this ain't their first date or first time even kissing. Because when he goes in to kiss her, she closes her eyes like she ready for a big old smooching. But he goes for the cheek, playing his role, like playing the role as like, yeah, like first date type shit. Like, I just want to get you kissed on the cheek. Knowing damn well, like, bro, her reaction, she played it off well, but nah, you can kiss that girl before already. Don't give her a kiss on the cheek, nah. Kiss her. Don't play no game. Kiss
nah, he gotta keep it player.
He can play though.
Cause he may have some other biddies watching the show, so he gotta be like, okay, I'm doing this date for TV to get some exposure for myself, but I'm gonna get her a little kiss on the cheek to make it seem like we still
going for that.
But that was all good. That was all entertaining. But the real juice happened, and the real juice started when Gerald had a podcast episode that he wanted all the guys to come to and be on so they can talk about mental health. Now, I'm gonna be honest. When he said that he wanted all the guys to be on it,
I was thrilled a little bit.
Me too. As a person that has done podcasts, has done radio, like that's just too many people. Like about 6, 7 of them. PJ, Jordan, Gerald, Rob, Jalen, and Kofi. 6 of them. That's too many people. He could have like literally split it up in 2s or 3s, and boom, you created 3 parts of a podcast episode talking about mental health. A black man with mental health. That would have been great. That would have been perfect. But he decided to have everybody on there. Okay, cool. As a host, you better do your job.
You gotta mediate that stuff.
So they started talking about the mental health situation. Everybody said their piece. Gerald said what he had to say about mental health, how he feel. Kofi said his little piece. PJ said his little piece. And PJ whole thing was, first of all, it was hard for him to express what he wanted to say, and it really did come off as if
he was just trying to find something to say.
Yeah, you know how sometimes people know the topic and know the subject, and they can't really relate to it, but they have this one little thing that they can say that they could, bring up,
push into the conversation,
so you can try to, be relatable for the conversation. So he brought up and decided to say something about how when he was younger, he didn't see his mom and his dad hugging, so it affected him.
Me personally, like you don't notice that. Like, we gotta stop the cap. Like,
as a child,
you're not noticing none of that. And if you are, you might need to go play a game or something. Like, you thinking about too much. You going too deep into it. But I'm, for a fact, just like I just never heard nobody bust out and say, "Yeah, I never seen my parents hug as a little kid." Like,
that's why you have mental problems, or you may have mental health problems.
Yeah, like that don't add on nothing in the conversation purposes. Like, PJ, you just talking, and I feel like y'all was just bullshit.
Okay, so this is my thing. I agree with you. I do think he was just trying to come up with something just to say. I also feel like maybe he was trying to say, and like I said, he couldn't express it correctly because,
like he said too,
he was trying to make up something. Was that because he didn't see his mom and dad hugging as a child, it affected him as he got older? Maybe that's could have what he could have been saying.
But how does that affect you, though? If you never noticed it as a child, and it's not like something like, unless somebody brings it to your attention, and even still when somebody brings it to your attention, as a child, if it didn't affect you right then, or you didn't like, it never just sparked something, you'd be like, I want to know what's going on with that, and it pertains to nothing. And I think people got to stop doing that.
I I think hugging. Okay, what if somebody was the whole "I love you" thing? Do you think that's different than hug? Because he said hug. Hug is not that big of a, not if you say like I have problems because my mom and dad never said I love you to each other.
How you know that? You ain't around them when they in the room late at night.
That's true.
You ain't around them when they having their personal conversations with each other. You just around when you're around. You never know what's going on besides that.
Well, I mean, 9 times out of 10, you're short around your child, like it, because it's a natural. Like we say, like it roll off our tongue, but we not even thinking. So of course, if a child around, like, and you say it, like they catch on to it. Okay. So it could be one of them situations too. So it's like. So that could affect him as far as relationships go. And
he talking about hugging.
He did say hug.
He ain't talking nothing about no love, no nothing. He said hug. He did. I never seen my parents hug. But I also don't want to devalue anything PJ said about his feelings and all that. Like, we're not going to devalue how he feels and all that. I just feel it personally that
it didn't make sense.
It didn't make sense.
Okay, well, okay. Maybe we shouldn't say didn't make sense because at the end of the day, everybody's feelings is different. Everybody go through their own little problems, especially dealing with mental health.
Yeah.
So we're not gonna say it don't make sense, but we are gonna say that we just don't understand how he feel that way. And of course, we're not supposed to understand, but yeah, like we're not gonna evaluate. But moving on, after saying what we have to say, moving on, we get into the whole situation that happened with Jordan and Jaden. So basically, Jordan started going in, totally switching the whole subject of mental health and turning it into something else. And he starts talking about how, as black men, they don't really have anybody else to look up to, but, basketball players, entertainers, and football players, and rappers, and everything like that.
I totally do not agree with that. Like, I think that's a visual thing of what you want to see. And granted, you watch, like, this guy clearly was watching anime and all this stuff. So I'm not sure where he's getting all this stuff from. Like, if you wanted to see that in art and in this day and time, and then with us in that age we grew up in, you could definitely find that easily. Like,
you mean something different? Something different. Other than what he named.
Yeah, other than different. Like, clearly, it was a lot more going on than that. So I don't think he tried to portray something that it really wasn't. Nah, bro.
Yeah, he tried to limit what they were saying. And granted, I could see why. Like, we've heard it so many times. Like, black people, black women, black men, the black community. Like, we don't see nothing successful other than rappers, entertainers, and basketball players, or whoever else. Anything entertainment wise, which we also know it's not true because one, we watched Bill Cosby. He was a doctor. We watched Different World, like shows like that. Different World. They was in college. They was going to study for different things, freaking technology and everything else. So I agree. It's not true. That is just what you choose to focus on, and if that's your focus, that's fine.
But don't make it a black. Don't make it a black problem.
A black man community problem or black woman community. Yeah, don't do that. But but also in this episode, you can see that Jordan was a rambler. Like, he was just trying to talk to make himself seem like he knew more than what he actually knew. You can tell he really didn't know much. Like, Jordan, you can tell, like, he was given a lot of things because, like, his family probably just had it. And that's fine. In his conversation, you felt that. You seen it. And while we're speaking on that, so Jalen interrupts him to say, his piece on it. And
he felt that a lot of black men's problems stem from money. Which is true. Like, a lot of problems we have, like,
from mental health to trying to
stressing about is money, and I can clearly see that. I'm like, all right, bet, bro. Like, we on the same page.
I felt him when he said that too. Cause I mean, if you don't got it, it's gonna make you feel like
you gotta find some way to get it, or like in that way you focus on all
some way somehow.
You're not gonna be able to focus on the immediate, like just taking care of yourself. You gotta focus on getting money to take care of yourself and other people. So it's a whole bunch going there, and he was on the right track.
He was there. Jordan decides to get offended because in Jalen's stance, well, first thing first, Jordan decided to bring up his business within all of this. Like I said, he was just rambling, and he brought up his business and how he's successful and how he got a work ethic. And that's when Jaden brought up the whole money thing. And he was like, Jordan, you had a foundation, so you're privileged to, be where you at. Oh, baby.
The privileged word took him out.
Took him.
He completely said, forget what I was, something what you said, privilege? Oh, I'm privileged now? Like, and just
like, you don't know me, you don't know my background, you don't know where I come from, you don't know what my mama did. Right, your mama, whatever your mama did,
it helped you get in
helped you.
And that's a privilege. Like, I don't think he was trying to hear that. Like, what your mom did was help you get to where it starts you a business at 13, bro. That is a privilege everybody ain't got. No, like, how he missed that fact, I'm not sure.
Babe, he missed the whole point, or missed what Jalen was trying to say, because he felt like he, at the end of the day, yes, his mama gave him money to start this business, but he worked hard for it. Yes.
We're not taking, nobody took that away.
Nobody took that away from him, and we understand. Yes, you worked hard to get where you at, or to help the business grow. But that started because you had the money to get pushed, and you had the support and the help to get pushed to get where you at now. And Jalen is saying, well, shit, I ain't had the money. I had to.
Me and my friends had to go on skid.
Yeah, we had to work hard to get the money before we could even focus on the actual business aspect. You was already able, in the word again, privileged, to only focus on the business because you didn't have to worry about everything else and get everything else handled because you had it. That's all he was trying to say.
And my boy said, you don't know where I was at. Jalen said, well, you wasn't no skid with me. He said, you don't know, bro. He said, well, I didn't see you. That took me out. Right?
Yeah, you like all the funny stuff. He be finding all the funny stuff out of the show.
He said, I ain't see you.
I mean, because Jordan, you wasn't on Skid Row, so you can't say that nobody don't know your business. When technically, we may not know your whole story. Well, no. Jordan, your whole story, it's kind of out there. Yes, you worked hard, but we know your whole story is your mama helped fund the business, and y'all damn near multi-millionaires because of this business. That is your story. Yes, that's not your mama's story, because your mama got another story. Your mama probably damn sure did work the fuck hard. But that is your mother's story, not yours. So don't get it confused and don't get it twisted. And that's what happened. He got it twisted.
And then he
compared his story to his mom.
But even then, Jalen was saying, like, yeah, somebody in the room was saying, yeah, we all have different types of hustles that we have to go through, different struggles.
I think Rob
and
said
he still wasn't trying to hear that. Like, no, we have to say, like, he was trying to lump it all into one. Like, no, bro. A struggle is a struggle in itself, cool. But the different types and what you have to go through those, they're never going to be the same.
Never.
Having to get out there and hustle and having to not hustle and you just, like,
work on designing something.
Come on, that's two different. That's
different. You can't relate. You can't relate at all. And that's why you wasn't on Skid Row, like Jalen said. Jordan wouldn't have survived. He wouldn't have. If he ain't had it, he wouldn't survive. So while all this going on back and forth, it's like Jalen is, trying to not so much go tick for tat, and he's telling him, like, don't take it personal because it's not meant to go there. It's not meant to be personal.
Jordan get up and act like he want to cry and all this.
Yeah, start puffing out his chest and getting very emotional because he want to be a Drake, but whatever. And then everybody else just sitting back and watching. And to me, I'm like, okay, well, as a host, Gerald, where do you come in to intervene?
Yeah, because it's your podcast. Like, you should have said, like, at that moment, you got to say, like, all right, let's stop, take a break real quick.
And he's going to, and granted, he do say, like, all right, y'all calm down, chill. That's not enough. As a friend, you could have done, as a friend and as a host, you could have done way more. You could have either, since Jalen was to come when in the situation, you say, Jalen, hey, Jalen, don't even say bad. Let him get what he got to say off his chest. Boom, Jordan would have keep talking. At this point, he would have just been rambling and talking to himself because Jalen not saying nothing. Then once Jordan was done, whenever he would have been done, then Jalen could have put in his 2 cents. But I just feel like Jordan don't know how to communicate, so I don't think it would have played out as easily as I'm thinking it should have, because how Jordan just a crybaby and so emotional and just getting his feelings about everything. But it could have been, I think it could have died down and it could have been calm.
Yeah.
Handled better. But it wasn't. And Jalen left. And Jordan was still in his feelings. And that's basically where we left off. That's where we left off with the podcast. So then the next day come, or whenever, Jalen and Ty gets together. And Jalen, tells Ty everything.
Hey, babe, this was crazy.
Yeah, like, this is girlfriend. So, of course, this is his girlfriend. Ty's his girlfriend. And also, Ty is the connection between everybody. So, Jamie is with Gerald and Jordan and Kofi and PJ and everybody else because of Ty. Like, she brought all these groups and everybody together. So, he's, giving a rundown, telling everything that happened. And Ty get mad.
Ty hot.
Ty is heated. Because Ty...
I don't even fuck fuck with people like that. Like, oh, I gotta, she is done with them.
She's done. Ty is me. Like, I think Ty is angry because a lot of people feel like, even you, babe, feel like Ty shouldn't have, I don't know, felt the way she felt or like not dismiss the friendship as quick as she did, because Ty was ready to like drop them as friends like real quick, real fast in a hurry. Like, oh, I can't even deal with y'all no more because y'all can't even respect my man. But I'm gonna say my piece. Why you feel like she shouldn't have had that feeling towards everything?
Because like you don't. I get this your man. Like, granted, I get if like it was me in the situation. I get like, babe, I get I'm your man and all that. They're your friends. Talk to them first. Like, at least try to let them see your perspective instead of like and don't attack them in a sense. Like, don't just attack who they are because you've been to who they were. So don't act like this is a surprise. But I get you seeing their true colors because it's a different aspect coming through. You seen their true colors because somebody different from a different background with different perspectives coming around. So of course they were like, now they showing their true colors when they getting combated with something. Cool, but I don't think you should just entirely cut them off like that. That was my thing. I don't think she like how her mannerisms towards it, like she was going hard on what she needed to go. In my perspective, like
yeah.
Like, I get me having that reaction, but
her having it, she wasn't there, and she just listening.
Like, go listen. They go find out what they gotta say about this. I'm telling you my part and what I what happened. I ain't gonna lie to you, but go see how they feel about that and like get the perspective real quick.
Okay, see, me as a girlfriend, you only see the way you just described it. You only think about one aspect of it. I feel like, see, me as a girlfriend, I'm thinking about one. My boyfriend just came to me and said that he was affected or he felt some type of way because nobody came to his defense, or he was all alone in a room full of people that she introduced him to. I just introduced you to all these people. This is a circle. This is a group that you're not familiar with. Like, you getting to know them. You don't know them like that. And for me to put you in there and you go around there, and not saying you can defend yourself. Yeah, you can defend yourself all you want. But it's the simple fact that they couldn't like think of me as a friend. Like, dang, this is Ty. Let me calm this down, or let me, just find a way to not make him feel alone. Mm-hmm. He was alone at the end of the day. Like, yes, Rob was there, and Rob is also new to the group as well. But there wasn't Rob battle, so he ain't have to take up for him. Granted, Rob tried to, did a little something. So all I'm hearing is, all these boys and friends that I know attacking my man, and that's all I hear. So automatically I'm like, oh yeah, I can't fuck with them. But don't get me wrong, I'm going to confront them. Yeah. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Because on my friends, you said what you had to say. Now it's my turn. I gotta say what I gotta say because they dead wrong. And
then I could get why he like, all right, so let's go back just a little bit. They was giving out little change and stuff.
Oh yeah, so during the conversation, Ty, Jalen told Ty like why some of the boys didn't come to his defense was because just earlier before they even started the podcast, I guess Jordan gave them chains, the Hype Land chains. So PJ, one of the people who he gave a chain to, was like, I couldn't come to your defense because I didn't want to offend Jordan because he just gave me a chain. So now I'm a part of the group.
Like what? But I don't give a damn if you wrong, chain or not. Like, you gave me a chain, cool.
Bitch, I would throw this shit back in your face like,
good, bro, but
like T.I. did Nunu on ATL. Don't play with me.
Like,
don't disrespect.
You tripping, bro. Like,
man up.
Yeah, like,
be a man.
Drop your nuts. Don't fuck that chain. Like, that chain got nothing to do with what's right and what's right.
What's right
and wrong.
Exactly. But this is what this group. This is the whole thing with this group. Nobody holds nobody accountable. Period. That is their biggest problem. Well, at least as far as the boys go. Because PJ, it happened to PJ, it happened to Jordan, and Jordan clearly is the common denominator. Because this is like the second, third time. So it's like they don't know how to hold anybody accountable, and Gerald being the best friend for everybody. And in the middle, he don't know how to handle them situations either. So it's like, hello?
It's not giving me that they had a lot of experiences growing up where they had to step up a little bit and be a better friend.
Better friend, better man, and all of the above.
Because she said, what she called him?
Oh, yes man.
Yeah,
she called him yes man.
Yes man, and she did question their man with low key.
I mean,
but yeah.
If that's how she want to go by her man, hey, I ain't gonna stop you. Because I'm 10 toes about you, too.
I get that.
So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you have anything to say about anything we discussed, go down below in the comment box and comment y'all thoughts. Y'all know I love to talk back with y'all. Now, sometimes I miss y'all comments, but I'll get back to y'all. Like this video, and last but certainly not least, subscribe and join the Queendom, baby. Bye.